Hi, my name's Carol Rourke. I'm going to demonstrate an African, and I'm going to make a granny square. Operating the camera is my husband John. Hello John. First you make a little loop. Make sure it's tight. And we're not going to make a full Afghan, so you just start out with a simple chain. And whatever your directions call for, it will have a different hook size. There can be different gauges, different yarn types. So right now we're just starting off with just a basic, simple chain. And next we're going to do a single crochet, and a single crochet is easy. All you do is go through the very first chain, or if it says single crochet in the second chain from hook, you'll count this one, 1, 2, and you'll go in the third one. You loop over, go in and back, and you do that for every one. And you always want to make sure that you have a measuring tape or any kind of ruler or anything, because you have to make sure the Afghan squares are a certain size. I have made several Afghan squares, and all you do is just go through every chain and just loop them. My mother is left-handed. She could not teach me how to crochet, so I taught myself. Some of it's hard, some of it's easy, some of the directions do not make any sense, but I try my best at it. You've got different stitches, you've got a double crochet, you've got half double crochets. Like I say, all you do is go through every hole in the chain, loop it, bring it back. Crochet is one of my hobbies in my spare time. I've made cancer hats, I've made scarves. Now we're coming to the end, and when you get ready to go to the end, the stitch will call for chain 2, so you chain 2, turn it, and then you don't crochet in this one or this one, you go in the center right here, loop it, and just keep going. The granny squares that I've made are all single crochets. They're easier, they're faster. They're not as complicated. If I crochet and don't have any studying or anything to do, I can make an Afghan in maybe a week. And you just keep going. And also, if you want to make a different stitch, you can do, instead of going into this one where it's by itself, you can go into 2 of them. It just makes the Afghan thicker and heavier, and the stitches stay in better. Like I say, this is a single crochet Afghan square, granny square, whatever you decide to call them. I just taught myself a couple months back how to do granny squares. They're easy. I've tried to crochet doilies. I can't do it. The thread's it's a little bit thicker than sewing thread, so it's not very easy. Now we're coming to the very last chain. You just keep going. Chain 2. And don't go into these two. You go into this one. And you just keep on going and do a single crochet. You just keep doing this until you come to the size that your instructions tell you to. And then after you get all your granny squares, there will be directions on how to sew them together. You will have to have a crochet needle. It's a little bit longer and a little bit thicker than a regular sewing needle. They're usually plastic. And all you do is you line your granny squares up together and you just do a loop stitch is what it's called. Make sure you follow the directions for the knots, because knots are very important, because if you don't put a very good knot in it, you'll end up, after you wash them, you'll end up with your Afghan tore all to pieces. Now I'm coming to the end so I can show you the finished look. To do a knot, say this is the end, you'll go through your single crochet stitch, loop over. You'll have two loops on a hook, loop through both of those, draw up, not that much, and then all you do is pull it. You'll pull it and then just make a regular knot, maybe several knots, make sure they're real tight, and then you'll just cut off that excess and that excess. And when you are finished, this is your granny square. And when you put them together, you'll put them together corner to corner, and then it'll be like, say like this, and then you'll take your darning needle with your yarn and you'll just do a loop stitch in all your little single crochets. And that is my demonstration of crocheting a granny square. Bye!